You know, there's a lot of chatter out there about the surplus of funds we are seeing in Idaho right now. It's up to $1.4 billion. That's billion with a B. And we often hear about what we should be doing with that money, where our state should be spending it. Well, last legislative session, lawmakers voted to take $200 million out of that surplus. That would be the previous surplus, the one that originally set a record of about, I think, $800 to $900 million. Anyway, they wanted to take money out of that, $200 million, to fund local bridges and fix them up. Some roads out there that people drive every day say it is much needed. This week, we now have a good idea who is likely to benefit from this funding and what bridges exactly are going to be fixed. Here's Andrew Bartline.
In the trucking business, success is all about planning.
I can't wait until all my equipment is broke down or old or out of warranty. I have to stay on top of it, or else I'll go out of business.
But poor planning is impacting Dolan Ward's business. He manages 30 truckers at Raft River Sod. And every day, Ward has to account for 428 outdated bridges across Idaho.
It seems like we're pretty far behind the 8 ball when it comes to roads and bridge maintenance.
And that digs into his company's bottom line.
If you show up to a bridge that shows a restriction and you're unaware of it, that's common. And then you have to figure out how to turn the truck around, and it's just a headache.
Restricted bridges create unplanned detours. It costs time and gas that was never accounted for in the first place.
Someone has to take the hit, and if you're not prepared for it in the contract, then oftentimes it's the trucking company that takes the hit.
Idaho lawmakers designated $200 million to fix local bridges. The local Highway Technical Assistance Council, called LHTAC, says this money will repair 1/3 of the bridges in need.
Monumental. It is very needed.
LHTAC Administrator Layla Krall says the local highway districts manage and maintain their own bridges. Funding comes from local property taxes and the state gas tax.
However, that goes out to 287 different jurisdictions. So it's not enough for a lot of these locals to replace a bridge on their own.
Local highway districts applied for portions of the $200 million in state funds. This month, LHTAC and the Idaho Transportation Department ranked bridge application scores based on priority and need.
We know at least 3 projects right now that are shovel ready, that are ready to go. They just need the official word from the LHTAC Council and ITD Board to say that they can move forward.
Notice Parma Highway District 2 applied for funding to fix the Hexon Road Bridge. It crosses the Boise River and was built back in 1954. An ITD inspection last year concluded the bridge cannot hold more than 3 tons. That means some pickup trucks can't even use this bridge.
If a diesel truck can't cross it, a fire truck can't cross it, the Amazon truck can't cross it, and definitely not any ag.
The bridge is a gateway to dairy and cattle operations, and any trucker needing to get there has to take a 5-mile detour.
It's not unique to see load restriction. They're everywhere.
LHTAC says 40% of all local bridges across the state are more than 50 years old. That's the expected lifespan of most bridges. And it's led to closures, including the Boise Street Bridge in Horseshoe Bend, originally built in 1908.
And I hope that this is the beginning of a long and successful program to keep up with the local bridges in Idaho.
It's a plan Ward supports.
Our detours are significant.
Because the bottom line for truckers depends on a plan and knowing what roads his drivers can and cannot use.
I think if we stay on track and we keep making money as a state, then I think we'll be able to get on a preventative maintenance schedule.
While 428 bridges are considered in poor condition, local highway districts only submitted 221 applications for these funds for the projects, which makes sense considering about 140 bridges will ultimately get fixed with this money. Now, Brian, I have the rankings right here. Those bridges we talked about, that one in Parma ranks 21st. That one up in Boise County, Horseshoe Bend, that ranks 11th.
Like if we were going to do these in order, it would be like this is the one that has to be done 11th and first and 21st.
But it's not a hard cutoff. That's the tough spot.
Okay.
So we have a general idea of these rankings done by LHTAC and ITD of what they want to prioritize, but it's not like the top 140 are going to be given funding and the ones below it aren't. They have a general idea, but maybe there's something that ranks 200th and it's going to cost $5 grand. They'll probably give that one the green light because it's quick and easy.
Quick and easy, but 428 across the state.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
So this only gets 1/3 of them done, and it'll help some truckers, but there's a long way to go after
When,
that.
as you saw, I mean, people are still using these bridges regardless of the warnings of maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too. It said like pickups probably shouldn't be using this. Pickup went right across it. He wasn't too worried about it.
Sometimes they don't have another choice. All right, thanks, Andrew. We'll keep tabs on how they repair these bridges soon. Thanks.